2.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash.
Divine to the apostle. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, you see Esau, through the powers that be, the government, you could tell that they're finna put a heavy pressure on these different citizens, man. We're all familiar with the jab. That's a lot of people have been running in line to take, but ones that are resistance, that's like, I'm not taking it. I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. I'll work my job, and so be it. And Esau is getting, like I said, getting to the point where they're gonna start having these different mandates, and we're seeing these jobs, airlines, all of them are gonna require you to get jabbed. Expecting say for the earth, and wreak havoc.
Right.
For the space of time. And what do they believe in? It's a term, the rapture. Where it's gonna be a few that's gonna be delivered, then Satan is gonna roam the earth, kicking ass and taking names for like 7 years or something like that.
Yeah. 7-year tribulation.
7-year tribulation. That's not in the scriptures. All right. That's talking about a physical man. Multiple men, governments. That's why John said it best. He said that you think that it's one antichrist.
Right.
He said there's many antichrists. Of course, y'all want to chime in, but it's written there's many antichrists.
Right.
And these antichrists come in the form of your federal government, and they're gonna pass, like I said, nationwide federal legislations, mandates. That's gonna impose on your so-called freedom of speech, your freedom to assemble, your right to bear arms, all these different so-called rights, civil rights that you have as a civil citizen. These things are being that rug is being stripped from up under your feet.
Right.
So it's a little bit more on that.
It says, "Ye that dwell in them, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." And the reason why he knows he has a short time, because he understands the prophecies. All right, the top elites of the society, they know that Esau. They know that the world has been given to them. The earth is given to the wicked. Okay, as it says in Job 9:24.
Right.
But it's only for a particular space and amount of time. All right, they know that there's going to be a kingdom to come that's going to be after them, which is going to be ruled by Jacob and the Israelites. But see, where his wrath comes in is he doesn't want the Israelites to get the next kingdom. He doesn't want Jacob to rule. So he's trying to do whatever he can to make sure that we go off against the commandments of the Lord, to make sure that our people don't wake up to find the truth to be in Israel, and to make sure that he has us in his control.
Yep.
So all these jabs and this whole global economy works. Business has changed. All right? And the reason why that's being changed is so they can control how you move and how you think. So you'll be trapped into this new system.
That's right. You said you had something you want to bring up?
It's this is the book of Sirach, chapter 12. I'm gonna start at verse 10. It's a point I want to get later on down. I just skip down, but it says, "Never trust thine enemy."
Yep.
Right. And that seems so basic for Jakes, but that has to be always reiterated and repeated constantly, man. Never trust thine enemy. You have Jakes that's trying to negotiate, that's trying to have peace treaties.
Right.
You see these different marches. Here it is. You have Black Lives Matters protesters. It's all kind of Edomites that's in the midst of them, man. They trust the enemy, and they're going to the federal government for help and aid.
Right.
And what they said, like the Black Lives Matters, received like $10 billion. They got tons of money. And what did they do that pacified that organization, man? Because the devil knows how to give gifts. Scriptures speak about the gift destroyeth the heart. So you have these individuals, it's Tamika Mowry and my son, and these different, so-called, black, black nationalists, so to speak, that's pushing plans for equality.
Right.
That's part of trusting and oppression, man.
Exactly.
The Lord is lifting up a standard, and that standard starts with His people. and he's distinguishing them from the enemy. That's why we have to understand that there is an enemy who's out to get us. He does not want us to reign on top. All right. Some more.
Yep, this is read again. It's never trust thine enemy, for as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him.
Yeah.
And
then crouching, and you'll see lions crouch when they're looking to take in pursuit of prey. Crouching is usually a position where you put yourself downward.
Right.
You know,
Right.
from a level playing field. But the power of crouching down too is you putting all new world order, whether he consciously knows it or not. You know, which we believe through the Spirit, he knows it.
Right.
You know, but even if he doesn't know it, the American, American system, or this type of lifestyle that these Americans trying to push, that is the new world order, man.
Right.
Pushing LGBTQ rights, putting the man at a lower state, really putting the Israelite man at the bottom,
Right.
and elevating so-called whites, all right, and pushing. And you see these different, since the vid took off, you see these major corporations fucking get super huge, like Amazon, man. It's starting to become where it's not even conglomerates. It's not even all these different corporations. It's starting to become bigger, big markets that just has everybody that's working under them subject onto them, man.
Yeah, well, everything's becoming centralized.
Right. Centralized, that's it.
Like instead of 20,000 different individual stores selling the same thing, Esau rather have it down to fucking 2 stores.
Yep.
Because that's one thing about globalization. It's basically about one global power.
That's right.
You got big box stores like Walmart and Target and stuff, and Kmart. Well, where's Kmart?
Right.
Hell, you know what I'm saying? Like Kmart been knocked out the box basically.
Yeah, basically.
But Walmart is big because Walmart sells everything.
So every goddamn thing.
Amazon.
Yeah,
like
Amazon. That's another one. Yeah.
Going to the post office to get your package and pick it. You got Amazon. Amazon got drones. It's a one-stop shop.
One-stop shop.
So therefore, when you can centralize it all, then you have control over everybody's options. And they're gonna do the same thing with money.
That's right.
Yeah. If I could jump down, because this whole from the beginning to the end is heavy, but I'll just jump down to this point in verse 16, because you speaking about Esau pushing his jab, man. It says verse 16, it says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. And that's what the so-called white man is doing. Because you notice with this whole jab situation and these different things, he always mentions you so-called niggas like Native Americans.
Yeah, just like that.
Oh yeah.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Just like how we presented in the videos, man.
Yep.
Now we gotta get go to the Black Latino communities first. They need it. We care about them, and they're suffering. Then again, the ghettos and the slums. Or scriptures tell you, all right, he gonna speak sweetly with his lips. That's a form of him speaking sweetly.
Yeah,
but we know that on the back end, he's trying to bring you down, basically in basic terms, man.
Well, that's why he has that injector, man. Which
That's right.
A New Age sword. He doesn't have to stab you through to kill you. He
Right.
has these jabs, man.
Right.
Well, that jab can change your RNA, your DNA. It warps your system to the point where it, it's a form of controlling.
That's right.
That's why you had what it said that your reproductive levels was like on a 366% decline or something like that.
Right.
It was like astronomical numbers on the decline of reproduction since most of these people took that jab, man. That's that Mr. Rabbit plan, where it's population control. He's trying to make you less fertile as a people, make your generations less fertile.
Right.
Taking away from your testicular how does it say it? Basically like your testosterone.
Yeah.
Your testicular fortitude. That's it.
Fortitude.
trying to snatch your testicular fortitude from you, man. Which is true though. Some on that.
Yeah, I finished it though. It says he will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood.
Yeah, so it's not. He's not satisfied with just taking you down as a people. He already done massacred. It was major genocides for the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. They got thrown on reservations.
Right.
They got their nationality stole from them. You know, they've been beat down, battered, you know, left and right. But now he still wants to inject you, and he wants to chip you. That's the end all be all, because this jab is a precursor to that microchip. And that microchip, you know, you thought that the jab, you know, had major side effects and things of that nature. That microchip is going to control your brain, man. That's why it says in the right hand or in the forehead. You know.
That's right.
Now I have a precept also. So Proverbs 26 and 25.
Right.
I started at 24. He that hateth dissembleth with his lips.
And dissemble means to basically break apart. You know, dissemble means to bring together. So, you know, disassemble or dissemble, that's to break apart. And how is he dissembling with his lips? Esau is doing that by his legislation. He's trying to break down this society, break apart people and things that people are used to doing. He's breaking that down so he can bring in something new. You know?
Yep. He that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him. When he speaketh fair, believe him not. For there are 7 abominations in his heart.
Right. And Esau speaking fair by saying, look, like the brother just mentioned about, we want to get the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans first. Because we care about them. We're going to make sure that these teachers and these first responders and these people on the front lines that are being exposed to this, we want to make sure that they take it first. You know, they're trying to speak fair. We want to make sure that everybody's eligible. You know, that's the big word now, eligible to get it. We want to make sure by this date everybody can get it, right? So it'll be a playing field so you can see your grandmama and your grandma again. That's on their last leg anyway.
Right.
You know, it's all an agenda, okay? Because like Scripture says, there's 7 more abominations in his heart, meaning he's really doing this to get to a particular goal that's really all in wickedness.
All in wickedness.
You know?
I got some. You got more?
Just a little bit more. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart, whose hatred is covered by deceit. His wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. Yeah, and
what's his hatred? His hatred towards you Israelites, man. He hates the black, Hispanic, Native American, okay? He hates anyone that comes against his agenda, but mainly he hates our people.
Right.
So it's all about destroying, like and Scripture say that he's looking for the day when he shall slay his brother Jacob. Okay? So this is the all plan, you know, the whole plan. In the end game, you know, the old saying goes that the end justifies the means. Okay? Well, if the end goal is to destroy, you know, the Israelites, well then the means in which they go about it is justified. All right? Like another old saying, all's fair in love and war. So Esau doesn't care how he's giving it to you, whether or not it's poison in the jab or not, or whatever. It's all about destroying you and him keeping his kingdom going. You know?
Got precept Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
Yep.
Yeah, so hey, like bro's going into, you know, he's gonna make it seem like this jab is you know, beneficial to you. Oh, you know, the airlines can open back up. You know, we can basically ease up on the restrictions.
Right.
You know, and that's the whole aim is to get people back comfortable.
That's it.
You know, because they're in a position where they're uncomfortable.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, you know, according to the story, according to legend, this virus came from Wuhan, China, and we know that it spread all over the world, which became a global pandemic. And they're really making citizens pay because now they got to get injected.
Right.
It's like why do we have to get? It's like if you Jakes were actually think, you know, talking about the ones outside of this truth. Right. Why do we have to get injected on behalf of a virus that came from the whole other side of the earth?
Right.
And if I don't want to actually get injected, now I'm looked at like a enemy of the state. Because they're making you look like an enemy of the state or like a terrorist, man. You see, it's a lot of videos going viral of people that don't want to wear their mask.
Right.
Yep.
that really shouldn't even be a thing. People getting their asses whooped and getting thrown, because these people that don't want to wear masks be getting beat up, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They get shamed by a number of people, and they just don't want to wear masks. You would think that according to your so-called God-given rights of here in America, the good old U.S. of A.,
Land of the free.
the land of the free,
Exactly.
you can freely not have a mask on if you don't want to. You know,
Technically, yeah.
technically,
That's the hypocrisy.
but that's the hypocrisy that America comes with. If you don't have masks or all these, and it's gonna get to the point if you ain't got that jab,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
your job is not gonna like you anymore. You know, certain family members are not gonna want you around to come to their gatherings anymore because you didn't get that jab, man.
That's right.
You're not gonna be able to go to these different sports events.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna be able to, go to college. You know, a lot of kids,
Exactly.
couldn't, really get, well, shit. When it took off, a lot of kids had to leave college.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gonna get to the point where these different Ivy League schools, these educational centers, these theological schools, these what do they call them, like community colleges?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna require you to actually get jabbed.
Yep.
All right, if you want to actually if you want to live on dorm, live in a dorm and things of that nature.
Especially the school system, because they
School,
already
yeah.
require you. You go to public schools where you got to get the tuberculosis shot and these different shots and stuff already.
Yeah.
So this is same thing.
Same
Yeah.
thing.
It's the same exact thing.
I did video on that earlier.
Certain
Brother
jobs
put
you
that
got to get shots.
Yep, sir. Yeah, that's. I did the video in that article. The brother put in the group about them. Basically, they're gonna start forcing it, man. They're gonna start signing these legislations, like your job. Like your brother said, your job. Hey, man, look, you're gonna have to. You got to take this, man. You won't
Get
continue to
down.
work. Yeah, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, it says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And, pertaining to this subject, they even said what the fertility rate went down
Right.
by 30% or something like that.
It was
crazy.
like
Something major, but
Yeah.
hey, that's an act of war. You know, you look at that movie Utopia, and it shows you the whole. It basically gives you the whole game plan
Right.
of Esau. You know how basically they had in the movie they had a VAX that basically it basically makes you infertile for like 3 years or whatever, or however long, or I think it took effect
Yeah, I think it took effect
3
for like
years, 3 generations, yeah, something like that. But that's that's war, man. That's an act of war.
It's war.
Genocide. What's another? Eugenics.
Eugenics.
Eugenics is an act of war.
Yeah, yeah.
That's war, yeah. Some more on that?
That was the point.
You got that?
I had some too. Oh, you
Yeah.
said that more.
I got this is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2.
Oh, yep.
I'm gonna start at verse at 7. It says, "For the mystery of iniquity." Let's see. For the mystery of iniquity does
Esau.
already.
Yeah, he's already. He's
Big
already.
sister, listen.
Right.
What's that word say?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, 2 Thessalonians 2:7. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. All right, so and this mystery of iniquity is already putting in its plans and action and its schemes to get its agenda across. And the
Right.
mystery is talking about the mystery of the wicked, which is Esau. It says, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let. And the Most High.
He allowed them to have their time of rulership, man, and to be used as an example. That's why the Lord said that about Pharaoh. You know, He said He raised Pharaoh up so that he could show his power.
Oh,
yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
he let Pharaoh actually assume the throne, elevate himself. Build the empire of the ancient dynasty of Egypt. But you seen that it had a great crashing, man. Because the prophecy spoke about Egypt falling, and if Egypt fell and never rose up again, as well as Babylon. Babylon fell and never rose up again. Persia never rose up again. Greece, Rome, and last but not least, really the last one is the greatest is America. Some more on that?
Yeah, it says, verse 8, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
Yeah, and this is the veil being lifted. The word reveal is compound word. It's two words brought together and pounded in one. You have re, which is back, and to veil, to pull the veil back. You know, Esau has a masquerade on. You know, he put a mask. Scripture speak about also in Isaiah 25:7. You know, the covering cast over all people. You know, he has masked himself, going back to that Cain spirit,
Right.
and hid himself amongst the trees, man. When he's really, and he's the master butcher too. Here it is, he's hiding amongst the people.
He's the mastermind.
And he's the mastermind while hacking everybody down.
Yeah.
He likes to throw a rock and hide his hand, man. And that's why you Jakes can't connect the dots, and you don't know who the hell the devil is.
Right.
Then you have this image in your head that it's a red man that's just at the bottom, just like this, waiting for you.
Creature, yeah.
You know, no, he's here putting in work.
It is a red
Esau.
creature, but it ain't under the earth.
Yeah, and I'll let you get the precept. But if you really want to be technical,
Right.
according to people's belief in Satan, shit, Esau on earth is putting in more work than the man downstairs. If that's the case,
Exactly.
because you never see him really doing anything. You just see people getting tormented and burning, and he just like this. Esau up here is fucking.
It's
It's
fucking
fucking wrecking shop. Man.
He's tearing the world all the way up.
Yep.
You see, that's the real devil, Esau, man. Some more.
Yep, it says, and then shall that wicked be destroyed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
Right, and when it speaks about the return of Yahweh Shai, it didn't speak about him flying into the core of earth to go fight Satan and demons down there.
Right.
He's coming on the planet Earth to take down a man.
And when God's
right.
in the verse to come.
Yeah.
Jesus, a big Jesus gonna be fighting the devil.
Yeah, like
Crashing in the buildings and
shit, knocking down the Empire State.
shit.
Like, nah, man. Jake gotta put these words in reality, man.
Yeah.
Some more.
It says, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all, and this ain't talking about Lil Nas X,
Nah.
with all
Well,
power.
he sold his soul.
He sold his soul
admitted.
too. Yeah, he sold his soul to the devil.
He gave himself as a like an offering, a homosexual offering. And see, the left hand side spirits like those demons, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
That adds to Esau's arsenal.
His power.
That adds to his power. With these little minions, man.
Even like the brother, I think it was Abba that said that. He said he noticed they set him up to get that next generation coming up.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know, they set him up. You know, they got him with that stupid ass song.
Old Town
Old
Road.
Town Road.
Yeah, because you know,
Yeah.
they know we ain't gonna follow
Exactly, we
this,
ain't follow
this,
this.
young Lil Nas X. You know, we ain't gonna listen to that shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you're right. You
They
know,
say
it's for the
yep.
younger.
Kids.
The young generation coming up, they all
5-6-year-old
trying to
kids.
put them little demons on them so they can grow up to be demons. You know.
But then the you know, our videos get taken down, but
Right.
you know,
For words.
his video, him dancing on Satan,
It's
it stays up, and
Oh,
it's considered kid friendly.
Oh, yeah, it's considered
trending.
and trending.
Right.
You know.
Ain't that some shit, man?
His brother do a video on, you know, why you should eat garlic. Flag. Like, damn, I can't do nothing.
Yeah, going
You know?
to nutritional benefits.
Right.
You know, just going to, you know, you can just sit down and just start reading Genesis, the book of Genesis. You're gonna get a flag.
Hate speech. You know?
But then you got this big homosexual, you know, he's clearly a faggot. He has shoes that have drops of blood. Like, where the hell you get the blood from, man? And they said that it's sold out within a minute. Or I think, it's
Something, yeah.
It was crazy.
short. Yeah.
Right.
Some more?
Right. Yeah. There's more. It says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. Now, who has the works of Satan? So-called white man. His companies, corporations, right? Because even though you got now Nike, we were just speaking about the shoes. Okay, so Nike blocked the sales of the shoe, but they're Nike, not knowing that Nike is another name for Satan.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, if Satan casts out Satan, I said it's the kingdom stand.
Yeah, and Esau's all about having, he's all about having a bigger portion of the pie.
You have
It
control.
ain't like Esau is trying to protect Satanism. Nike's,
rebuke it.
rebuke it, and they want, positive. Man, Esau just wants to stay on top. They don't even care for these little niggas that's under.
Yeah.
You got certain corporations that help push this agenda, but you got some that just like, man, look, I'm not tolerating this. I'm already standing on top. I don't need a little Nas X,
Right.
to promote my brand.
Right.
These niggas buy this shit regardless.
Mm-hmm.
You know, But it's more.
Yeah, it says with all power and signs and lying wonders, and that's going to eventually, and this and that's going back to the topic at hand is them coming with this jab, because it's going to seem like it's something a miracle, but have people forgot about weeks and months back coming into the year, everybody was getting sick and dying from it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but he's going to make it. It's going to push it to where it's something that people are going to have to take. Okay, it says.
I said he calls
Yep. It says now, verse 10, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And a lot of our people are going to be deceived by it. You're going to be tricked. Even if you watch the videos, you're still going to have that demon in the back of your mind to where you're going to think that you need to take it to keep your livelihood.
Right.
And guess what? Because you didn't receive the full truth and not taking it, then you can't be saved.
Yeah, that's that
right.
false sense of security, man.
And that's the mind state people are going to have when it comes down to the actual mark of the beast, which is the microchip. Because if you're going to take this now, when the mark of the beast does come, you pretty much already desensitized to taking it. But that's why you have to keep yourselves in this faith as best you can.
Yeah,
and hold your integrity.
And you can't say, I'm gonna take this, but I'm not gonna take the chip. Esau knows that. Like, man, you've been taking all this other shit I've been giving you. You might as well,
You're already getting primed for the shit.
Yeah, you already primed for it. The demons that's gonna be on you from taking all this shit. Like you said, that's that desensitization.
Yeah, desensitization.
Yeah. You're already desensitized like a mug, and it's become normalized because your mama's gonna take it.
Yep.
All these women are already set up. The scripture speak about it. First Timothy 5:6. She that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. This is the valley of the shadow of death. And when you see these movies, these little grim movies and stuff like that, you'll see skeletons walking. You'll see all of them just pushing the same direction. They don't resist. They're not consciously awoke. They just do what their instincts tell them to do because they're a dead congregation. And that's the same thing with Jakes. Yeah, Jake is in that zombified, like Apostle Cross said, that catatonic.
Yeah.
Jake is in that catatonic, state, man.
Yeah. Which, if I may say, Esau understands psychology. He knows how to, get people to widely accept something, man. That's psychology. Because people actually have a herd mentality, like the brother's going into. They, like the scripture says, sheep's led to the slaughter. Literally, they are just following, whatever the masses are doing. But Esau knows that, and he knows psychology. He knows how to get you to accept something. And how is he doing it now? Through what was his trick that he's getting everyone to do the vaccine? Gradualism. Because you see, 2 months ago, Jake was talking about even Jakes I've talked to, Jake was like, nah, I ain't taking that vaccine. Now you talk to that same Jake, that ain't done got that shit.
I ain't gonna got that shit like 3 times, man.
Jake, but that go to show you that, that resistance, people's resistance, if you just keep staying persistent, gradually you're gonna get more people to accept it. The same people that was rejecting it,
That's something real quick. This is it's Sirach chapter 11 verse 33. It says, "Take heed of a mischievous man, for he worketh wickedness, lest he bring upon thee a perpetual blot." Now that perpetual blot, what came to mind, Revelation 16, which speaks about who they received the mark of the beast, that have a grievous sword. That's like it's like a blot. Something that's perpetual, is like it's staying.
Keeping you from connecting to the spirit of Yahweh.
That's it. That's it. So it's to take heed of a man like that, mischievous man that working wickedness. That's a so-called white man. By people they've been deceived, they've been lied to, they've been promised all these things, and they just love Esau, man.
But when you think of like something like a blot, when Esau hits you with that jab, it's there to stay.
That's right.
You can't take jabs out, especially the chip. When you get chipped, they showed you on movies like Divergent how it actually attaches to certain vital organs, man. You know, this AI technology, it just looks like such a small device and innocent. See, that's how Esau gets you to it.
That's
Just
right.
a little device, you know, that's gonna be,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, in an area that you're not even gonna remember that it's there. Yeah, but what is it doing while it's there? It's functioning, it's adapting, it's learning you, it's dealing off of your responses. It learns your pulse, you know,
rewiring your DNA.
rewiring your DNA.
That's right.
It's controlling you. It's modding you. That's why you have these different individuals in the military, and a lot of them been having PTSD, and they still do, shell shock. They're looking to find different ways to have it where those troops and things of that nature don't feel like that way about war. What's the perfect devices?
Or the brain chip.
Brain chip.
Yeah, which is called transhumanism.
Yep, transhumanism.
You know, trans meaning, I guess, it's coming from the word transfer.
Yeah,
So they don't want you to be human. They want you to transfer over to being a fucking robot.
Yeah.
Or change. Right now.
Yeah, that was right.
You know, yeah. So you know, you got the jab. Not saying that the jab is the mark of the beast, because that's another thing too. Where they're talking about these passports and things. If you taking it, because now you got jobs offering $30-$40 to take it. You might get double that if you take 2 doses. But like we said, this is leading up to the mark of the beast. Okay. So now I got 1 Peter 5:8. It says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, which is Esau, the so-called white man, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour." So his whole focus is to devour and destroy the minds and spirits of you Israelites.
John 10:10.
You know, whatever.
The thief cometh not but to steal, kill, and destroy.
So whatever legislation you got set up, whatever plot and scheme and council meeting, whatever you got set up, it's leading to the destruction of our people, as they call the less fortunate, you know,
Jake being led as sheep
those
to
in the
slaughter.
vulnerable areas. You know, it's all about destroying us.
And you Jakes that want to keep believing, just keep believing in it, man. You know, scripture speak about let every man be persuaded in his own mind, and it also says let the filthy be filthy still. You know, we're not gonna break our backs, you know, twist our necks and go out our way to try to convince you niggas. If you're trying to stay in the white man's lap, you're trying to stay in Candyland as a worker,
Right.
as a slave,
You just want to be a worker.
get jabbed.
Shit. Be my guest, man.
Yeah, take your jabs. You know, take 2, take 3, take as many as you want. You know, because at the end of the day, our job is to get the blood off of our hands and tell you. You can't say through the spirit and power of the Lord that men didn't warn you not to take these different things.
Right.
Now, if you rebel and do so, then that's judgment that's on you. And you can't say nobody told me otherwise.
Right.
Because your people have told you. Talking about you blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You have men that are set up to warn you of the evils to come, so that you actually, you know that it's danger is in the future, man. But it's more.
Yeah, come. Verse 9, it says, "Whom resist steadfast in the faith," and our faith is about to be tested right now. As these dates and these things that Esau has on the agenda, you know, with this Biden administration, as these dates get closer to deadline, and he gets these 200 million shots out in 100 days, and now as things get closer to what they want to do and what they say they want to do, our resistance in the faith has to get stronger.
It has to.
You know, we can't be sitting here always constantly going back and forth with one another. This is why we have to have these scriptures at the forefronts of our minds. You know, those spiritual frontlets to keep us on the straight and narrow, so we won't be taken by this devil. It says, "Whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world." So whatever we're going through around the world, we understand that this is something that we're doing for, of course, our sake, but for the elect's sake. You know, we are an example to each other.
Yeah, we have examples. Romans 15:4 says, "These things were written for our learning." You see this, the Holy Sons in the Book of Maccabees. If I'm not mistaken, the seven sons. You know, you seen that was like an ancient world prelude to the times that we're living in now.
Yeah.
you had the big tempter trying to force Jake to eat pork, man. To digest and to indulge in something that the Most High already told them to resist. So they had to resist it, even if it cost them their life. And Esau wanted to kill Jake. All right, Esau wanted to torment him. He tortured him one by one, so to speak. It ain't even so to speak. He tortured him, you know, all the way until the point that the mom was the last one left.
Yeah,
and he wanted to break the mother's will.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the main things. Esau is all about breaking women so that children will learn and you know, it's a form of it's a form of emasculation, man, for children. You know, if you break the woman will be subject unto that man, whether she's in a relationship with him or not, which will attach to the children, and the children will learn how to respect that man and do what he says, man. But you see, those men fought for the faith. The scripture says, "Strive for the truth unto death."
Yep.
All right, they strove for the truth unto death, and even though they lost their life, in their reincarnation, they have full access to the promise, which is the kingdom of heaven. You got it.
A little bit more. Verse 10 it says, "But the power of all grace, who hath called us unto his eternal glory, by Yahweh Shai, after that ye have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, settle you." So as these days march ahead, things are going to get harder. Satan's going to come at it, hard and even more. But Yahweh Bashim Shai got our backs. We just got to trust in him.
That's right. You got something?
Yeah, I got something. Going back to what you were saying about Jake. This is Isaiah 31. "Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin." Yeah, and that's talking about the rebellious Israelites, the 2/3. All right, and they don't take counsel of the Lord, like the brother was saying. We're warning you. We're telling you not to do certain things. But you ain't you want to listen to. That's why the scriptures say, "You're of your father the devil," because that's who you want to listen to. That's who you espouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I tell you, what's that, Ezekiel, either the 2nd or 3rd chapter, it said, "Then shall have known it was a prophet among them."
Yep.
When you start seeing these things roll out, you're gonna remember, damn, man.
They told me.
Like Apostle Tar said, when they roll out that chip, it's a lot of you Israelites. He said GMS gonna come to the front of your mind when you start seeing these things implemented, and put out there, man.
That's right. So that was
I'll keep going. That walked down to go Egypt. That walked down to go into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. And ultimately, by you taking that jab, you're trusting in the shadow of Egypt. You're saying basically, I trust in, Esau has created this jab or whatever, and I want to basically sustain in Egypt. I want to keep living in America and being a citizen and doing whatever it takes so that I can be a part of society.
Trusting in oppression.
Trust and oppression. Yep.
And it's a lot of individuals that are going to resist, of course, but you're going to see that this devil is going to put more pressure on them, man. There was this one little clip, I don't know if brother seen it, but Wendy Williams was talking to
Yep. I seen that.
I forget the doctor name.
Oh, yeah, she said, I don't trust it.
Dr. Oz, I think.
Yeah, Why
She was like, I don't trust it. But you can see how he was looking like this fucking nigga.
This fucking bitch supposed to.
She said it vehemently too. Like,
She did.
I don't
She was
trust
like,
it. I don't
trust this. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
She's like, probably the fucking bitch. You supposed to be on that side pushing this shit.
Yeah, and he was like, you got this big ass. Basically, this is what he said. He said, you got this big ass congregation,
right? And
you gonna say some shit like that. He's like, you're gonna make it where majority of the people that follow you ain't gonna want to take it. Right. He wanted her to apologize and really say she want to take it, but she doubled down on it.
She said, hell no, I ain't taking that shit.
She was like, look, I don't trust this shit, man.
Right.
I don't trust it. But see, these type of individuals, because it is gonna be a few of those individuals that's like, look, I'm not messing with it. That's why Esau's gonna come down with great wrath.
Exactly.
And when he does that, that's when the Lord is gonna come down with great wrath too.
That's right. That's right.
Because he's gonna lift up that standard.
Yeah, that standard.
That was it.
That's it.
Uh-huh.
All right, so with that, You know, hopefully brothers was edified. We're gonna end it by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Kakodash.
Double honor to the apostle and others, a great millstone. Shalom, Maki.
Shalom.
Shalom.